samurai should always be prepared for death, whether his own or someone else's. Engage in combat fully determined to die, and you will be alive. Wish to survive in the battle, and you will surely meet death. Where life is more terrible than death, it is then the truest valor to dare to live. Loyalty and devotion lead to bravery. Bravery leads to the spirit of self-sacrifice. The spirit of self-sacrifice creates trust in the power of love. Study hard, and all things can be accomplished. Give up, and you will amount to nothing. This is almost the most famous story, the Last Samurai story, in Japan. Yesterday is but a dream. Tomorrow is but a vision. But today, well lived, makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this day. I don't get over the wonder of it, and the Last Samurai was an extreme example of that. Every day when I went to the set, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And against all the odds, she stood up like the last samurai on the battleground. She raised up like high tides on the full moon. She shined up like an Alpha Centauri. She ignited like tequila on the first sip. She is fierce like the alpha of the pack, and the whole world craved for her like the water on the Mars. I choose to live by choice, not by chance. You can only fight the way you practice. If there isn't discipline, how can there be a true realization of an ideal? 1,000 days of lessons for discipline, 10,000 days of lessons for mastery. The path that leads to truth is littered with the bodies of the ignorant. To win any battle, you must fight as if you are already dead. No fear, no hesitation, no surprise, no doubt. Get beyond love and grief. Exist for the good of man. You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain. Do nothing which is of no use. It may seem difficult at first, but everything is difficult at first. Do not fear death. Do not regret what you have done. The only reason a warrior is alive is to fight, and the only reason a warrior fights is to win. Otherwise, why be a warrior? It is easier to count beads. Technique by itself is insufficient, and spirit alone is not enough. A samurai was essentially a man of action. The 4 oaths. Never be late with respect to the way of the warrior. Be useful to the Lord. Be respectful to your parents. Get beyond love and grief. Exist for the good of man. The way of the samurai is found in death. Having only wisdom and talent is the lowest tier of usefulness. In the eyes of mercy, no one should have hateful thoughts. Feel pity for the man who is even more at fault. The area and size of mercy are limitless. Matters of small concern should be treated seriously. A samurai will use a toothpick even though he has not eaten. Inside the skin of a dog, outside the hide of a tiger. There is nothing we should be quite so grateful for as the last line of the poem that goes, "When your own heart asks." Single-mindedness is all-powerful. Continue to spur a running horse. The basic meaning of etiquette is to be quick at both the beginning and end and tranquil in the middle. We make war that we may live in peace. The true meaning of the samurai is one who serves and adheres to the power of love. Everyone feels fear. What a samurai or warrior is what you do when you feel fear. A samurai must remain calm at all times, even in the face of danger. The sword was a very elegant weapon in the days of the samurai. You had honor and chivalry, much like the knights, and yet it was a gruesome and horrific weapon. One mind, any weapon. Today is victory over yourself of yesterday. Tomorrow is your victory over lesser men. A samurai's heart is like cherry blossoms in the wind. One moment they are there, and the next they are scattered. The best warrior is one who masters the art of peace. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. The true strength of a warrior is not in his sword, but in his heart. The warrior who cultivates his mind polishes his arms. In every walk with nature, one receives far more than he seeks. The bamboo that bends is stronger than the oak that resists. To overcome others is strength. To overcome yourself is the will of power. The soul of a samurai lies in death. A samurai is more than a killer. A samurai is also a healer and a protector. A samurai's spirit is never broken, even in death. A warrior's greatest weapon is his perseverance. A wise warrior values an enemy who challenges him over a false friend who adores him. The sword is the soul of the samurai. Victory is reserved for those who are willing to pay its price. A true warrior is always armed with three things: the radiant sword of pacification, the mirror of bravery, wisdom, and friendship, and the precious jewel of enlightenment. The warrior's path is the honorable journey of self-discovery. A samurai's strength is not in his sword, but in his actions. A warrior's worth is not measured by the sharpness of his sword, but by the depth of his honor. The warrior who embraces humility becomes truly invincible. A samurai's loyalty is his honor, and his honor is his life. A samurai never fears death. He embraces it as a companion on his journey. The sword is only a tool. It is the heart that strikes with power. A true warrior fights not because he hates what is in front of him, but because he loves what is behind him. The true warrior understands that the battlefield is also within. The art of the sword is the art of love. A samurai's words are like well-forged steel, strong, enduring, and true. A samurai knows that arrogance is the enemy of progress. The ink of the scholar is holier than the blood of the martyr. A samurai's strength lies in his ability to adapt to any situation. The fiercest battles are fought in the mind. The wise samurai does not seek revenge, but rather seeks understanding. The greatest victory is the one that requires no battle. A samurai's courage is forged in the fires of adversity. A samurai's purpose is to serve, protect, and inspire. The path of the warrior is the path of self-mastery. A samurai knows that honor is more important than victory. The true warrior fights not for himself, but for the greater good. The soul of a samurai dances to the rhythm of his blade, painting tales of valor with every stroke. A samurai's heart is like a lantern in the night. It shines brightest when the darkness is deepest. The path of honor is often a lonely one, but a samurai walks it with pride. Strength and honor are born from a heart tempered in the fires of challenge. the shadows of doubt flee before the unwavering gaze of a determined samurai. The path of loyalty and integrity is paved with the stones of sacrifice. In the stillness of the soul, battles are won before they even begin.